Now let's go ahead and activate turbo mode. And there we go with the floodlight. You can really see how it really lights things up really well. And you know, with just a small handheld pocket light, to be able to light stuff up like that is pretty good. Here we can kind of see enough that if we needed to read a map or we needed to look at something in detail, we have this nice little moonlight feature. Now let's go ahead and switch it to spotlight. And you can see with the spotlight here, this is on the 3rd setting. We have the UV light here on. We'll go ahead and change. Welcome back, folks. So today we're going to take a look here at the brand new ArkPro from Olight. And this is going to be a complete video. So we are going to go through every single feature and we'll have a look here on the tabletop first. And then we will head out to the woods in the middle of the night and demo each feature so you can actually see how effective this light is. And I've been playing around with it for a couple weeks now. Thanks to Olight for sending it to me. I do appreciate that. Of course, my opinions are always my own. It's been very interesting in terms of all the features with this, and I'm super impressed just how feature-packed this light is. So for a lot of folks, especially with pocket carry, they're going to be very happy with this. So let's get started on the tabletop here looking at the features. Now, for a lot of you out there, you're probably looking for a light like this that's going to fit in your pocket or work with some sort of everyday carry system. And I have to say, on first impressions when I got this, it's about 1/3 smaller than I expected it to be, I'd say. So I expected it to be kind of a bit bigger, bulkier, but it is not. And especially for the capabilities of it, that is one thing that does impress me a fair bit. The other thing too is that with the aluminum body, it's almost like, if, especially for those of y'all that are familiar with cars and stuff, it's almost like a monocoque chassis in a way, where pretty much it's just one solid aluminum body all the way through. So in terms of weak points of failure in the future, I'd say it's pretty minimal with this. You'd really have to beat this up a fair bit for it to cause any issues, I would say. So pretty solid chassis overall. And then also too, I like the fact here on the side that they did a bit of stippling here on the side just to kind of give it a nice little grip when you're holding the light. Now the other nice thing with this, in order to keep things kind of nice and easy, especially when you're trying to activate your light in the dark, they've kept it pretty simple here with this dial that rotates from place to place. So we start over here on the left here with the UV light setting, and then we have essentially the floodlight here in the center, and then if you rotate it to the right, then we have the spotlight, and then on the right side here we have the button for the laser. Now what I'm going to do is hold the light up to my microphone, and so hopefully you should hear the very audible click. So that's the other thing with this, is that there is a nice smooth but also too like a firm click when you get to each individual setting. So let's listen for that. So we'll see if the microphone picks that up or not, but very kind of audible click that I can hear when you click back and forth, but of course it's not excessively loud, but enough where you can hear it. The other thing that's nice with this is they give you 2 options for charging. So we have the traditional Olight magnetic charging port here on the bottom that you can use, and it does come with a standard kind of Olight magnetic charging docking kind of port here. And then also on the side, you have the option here, let me open this up, for USB-C for charging. So these days, USB-C is just becoming common with just about everything out there. And so, you know, it makes sense these days to include that as an option. So that is an option also. Lastly, before we head out to the woods, it also comes with a nice sturdy pocket clip as well that you can use in 2 different ways. So anyways, you can also, the nice thing with this too, the way this clip is set up is that you could put it on like the bill of a baseball cap or something like that. Just to show real quick here, on and off is just a single press of the button. That's it. And then to turn it off, same thing, just hit that button. You can also see here on the right, it'll let you know the how much battery is left as well. Now Moonlight, to get that to activate, what we got to do is just a long press of the central button here, and then Moonlight will come on. So if you don't want to light yourself up and you just need that little bit of couple lumens for kind of the Moonlight setting to look at a map or something like that, or check something, that function is there. Now Turbo is going to be a double press of the center button here, and there's our turbo there kicking in. And then we'll go ahead and turn that off. Now, if we need the strobe, there's also a strobe function here as well, and that's a triple press. So 1, 2, 3, and there we go. So we've got the strobe function that we can do. And then whenever we turn it on, so like let's say we turn it on here, we can change the brightness pretty much just by holding down the central button here. And it'll just cycle through the modes there. So pretty easy with that. UV light mode, we rotate it here to the left, and then to turn it on, it's going to be a single press of the button here that activates our UV light. And they also give you a little card here as well, where you can read a little message with the UV light. So the UV light, I mean, you can do all sorts of interesting stuff with it. If you're using a night optic, and you're in a very dark room or something like that, you can use that to help light it up in night optic. You can use UV light for searching for opal in Australia. You can check for stains in hotel rooms, all kinds of stuff you can use UV light for, so you can have a bit of fun with that. But on and off is just single press of the button. And then you can change the brightness of that UV light just by holding down that central button. And it'll basically go to the next level. And then the spotlight here, it's the same thing as the floodlight, operates in the same way. On and off, single press of the center button. Moonlight is a long press of the center button. Turbo is a double press. Strobe is a triple press. And then whenever the light's on, you can change the brightness just by holding down the central button. So pretty easy overall. The next thing we have is the laser mode. So the laser mode here, it's just going to be a single press of the button here. And now I'll go ahead and turn it on. Now the thing with the laser is there is 2 modes. And of course we also need to watch with people's eyes and different things like that. So they have a setting which is a little bit kind of a lower setting, and then they have a higher setting. So if you need to change the brightness, basically it's a long press, and then it reduces that down. So right here is the low setting pretty much. And if we need to go to the high setting here, then we're just going to hold it down, and there's our higher setting. You'll see this out when we go out into the woods, what this is going to look like more in the real world. Now the other option you have too that you can do is you can also activate the light, and you can activate the laser at the same time. So if you need to light up something, basically mark out something in the light, you can use the laser at the same time and pretty much mark that out. And so again, we'll see that out in the woods. So folks, here we are with the ArkPro, and let's go ahead and test this out here. So first thing is the moonlight mode. So right here you can see you've got enough light pretty much, like if you need to look at a map or something like that, that's very possible. Even here, like pointing down at the ground, you still have enough light where you can kind of get around pretty much like a good moonlit night. Tonight, there is absolutely no moon at all, just a little bit of stars. And let's go ahead and go turbo mode now. And so this is the floodlight here. So you can see with this, it really lights up the area really well. We'll go ahead and rotate around here at the range. And yeah, you can see it just does a great job kind of lighting everything up. If we need to do that with turbo mode, now we'll go ahead and step it down. And so now we are back on moonlight. Let's go ahead and walk it up. This is the second setting here. So you can see still, plenty of light. Pretty much like, I can see easily out to 50 feet. I could walk around, do whatever I need to do, especially if I point it at the ground. You can see it really kind of lightens up. Let's go to the next setting. So this is the third setting here right below turbo. And again, you can see, pretty good job. I mean, lights up the area really good. So, Yeah, does a wonderful job there. Now let's go ahead and switch it to the spotlight. Now you can see with the spotlight now we have a very focused beam here, and also it gives us a bit more distance as well. So, you know, all the way out there to the woods. Let's rotate around here a bit and kind of looking up range. Probably won't come out on the camera, but I can see the targets up there 100 yards away. So that's pretty good there. And we are on the third setting here. So let's go ahead and go to turbo. And now turbo really steps it up here. Really kind of casts out that, you know, that very sharp spotlight there, and really lights up, you know, that kind of that focus beam. Now let's go ahead and step it down a little bit. And now we're back on moonlight. So if you go to the spotlight in moonlight, this is going to cast a bit more light out, you know, in front of you, kind of in that focus beam. So with the moonlight setting here, you know, surprisingly, I mean, you could walk down a road with this or a trail if you had to, if you didn't have much battery power or whatever, or you wanted to conserve battery power. Now let's go ahead and step it up. Now we go to setting number 2. You know, pretty good. I mean, years ago, on setting number 2 here, you know, 20 years ago, the flashlight, you'd be thrilled to have basically a light like that. And then we'll go ahead and step it up to number 3. And again, you know, pretty good. Really good light here for the third setting right below the turbo mode. So, you know, really good with that. Now let's go ahead and activate the laser here. Okay. So we got our laser activated, and this is with the light on here. Let's go ahead and focus it on that concrete beam there. And then here down in front of us, we'll see how good it comes out on the camera. I point it here at the little firewood holder thing. And then here, and then we can go ahead and adjust the brightness on that. And now, oh, there we go. Now we went ahead and stepped it down to the lowest setting. So it's probably going to be a little bit harder to see maybe on the camera, but I can see it just fine. So that's on the lower setting right there. So this is good if you needed to point something out while having the light activated. All right, so let's go ahead and actually turn the light off now. Okay, and we'll go ahead and activate the laser. And then here's the laser right here. Let's step it up a little bit brighter. Let's see how that comes out on camera. So I can visibly, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but I can actually see the laser visibly coming out of the ArkPro here. And it's even kind of lighting up there on that range building there. So, you know, if you wanted to use the laser without the light, you could do that too. So we'll go ahead and turn the laser off. There we go. Now let's go to the UV light. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get that activated. So now we have the UV light here on. We'll go ahead and change the brightness there. So folks, here we are with our ArkPro out here in the middle of the woods on a freezing cold night. And at the end of the day, awesome light. If you're looking for a good everyday carry light, how can you beat this? If someone knows a better light out there, I'm all ears, happy to hear about it. This one here does a great job. You got the floodlight, you got the spotlight, you got the UV light, you got the laser. It's portable, easy to carry. What more can you ask for? So anyways, folks, definitely check this out. Give this a go. Very happy with this. And yeah, try it out, see what you think. And you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe. And don't forget, click the affiliate link to purchase on Amazon. It's either here or somewhere here on the screen, down below, but it's there. Click it.